Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Vivek and Charlie Kirk on people opposing voter IDs. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Vivek's personal X Twitter profile, in which he says, quote, the same people who in favor of, grammar be damned, I'll read how he said it, or how he wrote it, typed it, nevertheless. The same people in favor of a open, wide southern border are the same people who oppose voter ID requirements. That's not a coincidence. It's an electoral strategy. And I suppose that is actually perfectly written. Just my speaking ineptitude is creeping up, which is a friendly reminder to click that subscribe button. When I first started the show, believe it or not, I spoke even faster, had more of a monotone voice, and yes, I did stutter quite a bit. However, thanks to increasing subscriber count, I've been able to not excel greatly, but had a little bit of an improvement in my speaking abilities. Some might argue it's just a modicum improvement, just barely a little at all, but I would argue it's still a little improvement, and each day does get better, hopefully. So again, if you click that subscribe button on YouTube, especially if you do it on Rumble, not to brag, but I had a 10% increase in my number of subscribers on Rumble. That being said, I'm still only up to 10 or 11, but still, statistically speaking, it sounds cool. But again, it's another good lesson. Remember, when it comes to statistics, always ask what is the sample size. Now, again, Charlie and Vivek sound infinitely better than me, so I'll go ahead without too much further ado. Go ahead and pull them up really quick here.
There's a new story out of the Washington Post that shows that Joe Biden is meeting with the president of Mexico to effectively bribe Mexico to slow down the invasion until after the election. Vivek, your reaction?
Well, look, I think it makes total sense, Charlie. It's about incentives. Forget conspiracy theories, just talk about the alignment of incentives here. The very people who are in favor of effectively open border policies at the southern border are also the very people who are also opposed to voter ID requirements, to lowering the requirements to vote. That's not an accident. It's an electoral strategy. And if you look back to 2012, 2013, prominent Democrats were arguing this in academic essays in Politico magazine. The likes of Biden, even Mayorkas, Stacey Abrams, and others have said this is part of their lasting electoral majorities. Now you put a label on that, you call it the Great Replacement Theory, and it gets labeled a conspiracy theory. The reality is it's just plain incentives hiding in plain sight. They want to import long-run voters and stop the export of people who would have otherwise voted for them as well. That's why they're against the deportations. It's why they're favoring the mass migration. And we got to see through it to solve the problem.
Yep.
There's a new story out of the Washington Post.
Again, some might say it's a bug, some say it's a feature. I don't know why the video keeps just constantly repeating at the end of it. But nevertheless, got about 200,000 views and 11,000 likes. Some of the top comments comes from Paul Zupa saying, quote, Democrats cheat at elections. It's an objective fact. They know we know, so they don't even care hiding it. Remember, the invasion of illegals is welcomed by Joe Biden for consensus reasons also. California and New York are losing huge numbers. That means less congressional seats, which, yes, as a kid, I used to think that was a conspiracy theory. But yeah, as soon as I did a little bit of research on how the government works, public school definitely didn't teach me that. Well, yes, the more your population is, the more congressional seats you get. Now, the BS part is that includes illegal aliens, not just U.S. citizens. So it's quite literally a huge incentive mechanism to have your state absorb as many illegal immigrants as possible, because you'll get more representatives sent over. Now, again, Mr. Paul Zupa did get 45 likes. The conservative alternatives says, quote, this meme was made for this moment. Looks like Tommy Lee Jones reading a newspaper retiredly and says, the people against voter ID wanted you to show vaccine papers, getting 22 likes. See, scrolling down more and more. Yeah, one bad dude saying, quote, they hate America, and especially Nancy Pelosi saying, quote, when your political agenda is more important than the people you represent, you have become a danger to the nation. This is today's Democratic Party, unquote, getting 20 likes. See here. USMC Lady Vet says, quote, the same people in favor of open borders don't put these people in their own homes. They take no responsibility for them. They expect all of us to do it. Unquote, getting 16 likes. See here. Brad Miller says, quote, Biden knows it's the only way he has a chance in November. And it's Biden at the border greeting illegal aliens. And he says, quote, welcome, don't forget to vote Democrat, unquote, getting 4 likes. Now it's pretty unrealistic of a cartoon because no one is actually holding Biden's hand and helping him stand up straight, though. See here. Those are most of the top comments. And again, we'll see if there's any actual political ramifications, if people actually start to vote differently, if they're actually affected. Because again, with the current methodology, as a sports analogist might say, I mean, Democrats are going to have a lock-in for decades. And that's if we go on the assumption that people are coming here and getting illegally and getting a lot of incentives from the government, will continue to vote for government that'll give them massive incentives, which I would think is quite apt and logical. But let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I'd really appreciate it, especially if you click that subscribe button at Rumble, where I'm trying to grow more and more. Again, don't forget to take time to like, subscribe, and follow. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.